Hey, welcome. Do you want to just take a seat right there? Perfect, thanks. So, you're here to get your makeup done today, right? Okay, perfect. Well, my name is Fina, and I'll be doing that for you. So, before we begin, can I just ask, have you got anything on your face already? Any makeup or sunscreen, anything like that? Okay. Alright, great. Well, no problem, because I'm going to give your skin a little bit of a wipe down before we start anyway, okay? So, why don't we start you off with some micellar water. So this is just a cleanser. That means that it'll wipe off any dirt or makeup or products like sunscreen or anything that might still be on your skin. And it's very gentle, so don't worry. And for that, we're going to need some cotton pads. And these two are really, really soft. And I'll be super gentle so they're not going to irritate your skin at all. Okay, so why don't we crack this guy open and just make sure we get one of these nice and saturated. There we go. That sounds perfect. So, do you mind if I touch your face? Thanks. Okay. Just going to start up on your forehead then. Just wipe away any dirt or product that could be there. And moving down to your temples. Start on this side and move to the other side too. There we go. Perfect. Now down your nose. There we go. Down the bridge and either side. And now do your eyes. If you could just close them for me, please. Just very, very gently. Let's wipe your eyelids. Very good, very good. Okay, so now your cheeks. Start on this side. Perfect. Just slowly wiping. And this side. Just wipe that clean. So now your mouth and your jaw. Let's just quickly go over those two. Make sure we get your jaw, your chin, nice and clean. Okay, let's just give you a little once over. There we go. I think you're looking nice and clean now. So, now that we have a clean base to start from, I'm going to give you just a tiny bit of skincare before we start with your makeup. Alright? Good. So, I'm going to start you off with a vitamin C serum. So this is going to really just brighten your complexion a bit, okay? And also, smells gorgeous. So, just get a couple of squirts of that. And I'm just going to sort of tap it in to your skin, if that's okay. Alright, just going to. It's very completely liquid, this one. So I just want to sort of pat it into your skin. Thankfully it dries very quickly. Okay, that seems to be all good there. So I also want to give you this under eye serum. So this is called 24K Eye Elixir. It's just a peptide serum for your under eyes, and it comes in this nice little roller ball. So I'm just going to roll a couple times under each eye and then tap it in for you, if that's okay. Okay, so if you can look up for me, please. Just going to roll that right under your eyes. And the other one. Great. All good. So let's just tap that in so that your skin absorbs it. Fantastic. Okay. And then that brings me to my final piece of skincare, which is this guy, which is a nice combo of moisturizer and primer. So this is going to both moisturize your skin and prepare it for the makeup that we're going to put on. So let's grab a little bit of this. It's quite thick, like you can see, like it's a very thick cream, but with this a little goes a long way. So that's about all we need. So let me just get a little bit of this on both my hands, and I'm just going to massage that in for you, if that's okay. Alright, let's start in the center of your face and work my way out. So make sure we get your cheeks and your nose. Your eyelids, so if you could close your eyes, please. Just gently make sure you got some in there. Okay. And your forehead. And your temples, of course. And then the lower half of your face, your jaw, and your chin and your mouth. So let's make sure that that's totally rubbed in. Okay, beautiful. I think that's all over now. So while we just let that properly soak in and dry, why don't we go over some options for your makeup today? Good. So I have two palettes I'm thinking about using for you, just based off your general complexion. First of which is the more tame option, and that is this one. So this is one of my favourite staple palettes from NYX. It's the Ultimate Shadow Palette in Warm Neutrals. And if you go for this one, I'll tell you my plan. If you go for this palette, what I'm thinking for you is sort of like a soft brown smoky eye. Okay? So I'll use these lighter shades just to sort of blend out the very edges and set a base so that it'll be easier for everything to blend nicely. And then these sort of middle browns will be for all the way around your eye and a little bit underneath, and just especially in your crease. And and I'll use these dark browns in the corners of your eyes and in the crease, just to really deepen them, make that smoky effect. And then I'll use some of these glitter shades on your lid, probably. Just have a nice bright glare in the middle. Okay, so that's option 1. And then option 2 is the more bold look, and that would be with this palette, which is my avocado toast palette. So as expected, there are a lot of greens in here, so let me swatch some of them for you. If we use this palette, I will probably use these middle-ish greens on your lid, so let's see what they look like. See that? It's really pretty green. Or this one, which is much brighter, but still really vibrant and beautiful. And then in your crease and in your outer corner, maybe I'll use one of these darker ones. I'll show you that too, because it's really nice. It's a bit bluer. And then I'll use some of these glitters on your lid. So this one, this dark one, will be on the outside. So it's really subtle, but it has all this dark colour, so that'll be the one in your corner. And then one of these ones for your whole lid, so look how shimmery and gorgeous that is. And then maybe one of these lighter ones for your very centre. So let's look at this one. You can see that that one is really like quite light, it's almost gold, but they're all really pretty colours. So let me just wipe off my fingers. So, which of the two looks would you prefer today? The sort of classic or the bold? Classic? Okay, sure, sounds good. So we do a nice smoky eye today. So, step 1 should always be an eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to give you a tiny dollop of this. You only need a really small bit. Oh, that's probably too much. There we go. And I'm just going to spread this over your eyelids, and that's going to make a perfect base for the eyeshadow, okay? So if you could close your eyes for me, please. Perfect. Okay. So let's let that soak in for just a sec while I grab my brushes. This is my trusty jar. And today I'm going to start off with this one. Just a sort of big fluffy brush. And to make sure it's clean, I'll use my little brush cleaner to get off any old pigment that might still be there. And then let's get started. So, like I said, I'm going to start off with these lighter shades that will just go right around the outskirts of the eyeshadow, okay? So, you don't need to close your eye for this one unless you want to. But I'm just going to start applying right around your eye, all the way. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to do a bit underneath as well. I'm really just making sort of like a ring around your eye for all the other colours to blend into. Okay, let's do this side too. Lovely. Looking good. I'm going to move on from that one to this darker shade, this sort of medium brown. It's still not very dark, so this is going to be our outer colour, I guess. So if you could close your eyes for me this time, this one's going to go all the way around your eye, and there's going to be a little underneath as well. Okay, so just up here. Okay. This time I want to be a bit more careful with my blending, since using a colour you can actually see. I want to make sure it's completely smooth. Let's do this eye as well. Looking good. There we go. And again, making sure that it's super blended, so there's no harsh edge. So I'd like to do just a little bit underneath your eye as well. So for that, if you could please just look up. Thank you. I'm just gonna brush that right under there. Just a tiny bit. Okay. So now let's move on to our darker brown. So it's gonna be this one. And this is just going right in the outer corners and in your crease. So if you could close your eyes again for me, please. There we go. There we go. Nice. So this one is quite a bit more pigmented, and because of that, it's going to need careful blending. I don't want there to be any sort of visible like stark change between this brown and the lighter brown. I want to make sure that it's a completely smooth gradient. Right. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, well, let's clean off my brush, and then let's get started on the glitter part. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna switch to, where is it? This brush. So this one is a flat, dense brush, and I'll use this shade on the sort of outskirts where it blends into the smoky part, because it's a darker glitter, and then these gold ones on the centre of your lid. So let's go for this one. And I'm just going to sort of tap that on, okay? So please close your eyes. Let me just... Good. Perfect. So, let me wipe that one off. And now we just need to do that center bright colour. And actually, I was thinking, how about we use this really bright pink from this palette? Let me show it to you because I think it's such a gorgeous colour. And you can tell it's the one I used the most. So, looks like this. So it's this really, really light, shimmery, sparkly shade. Can I put that in the center of your eyes? Great. So, let me just, again, tap that on. Okay? Just gonna. There we go. So, that is your lids done, but I want to add just a few little details. So, instead of eyeliner, I think I would like to use this angled brush to sort of draw on a wing using black eyeshadow, and that way I can smudge it out into your smoky eye. So I'll use the black from this palette here. There. And if you could hold still for me, please. I'm just going to draw on a bit of a wing, okay? So, there we go. One eye. And the other eye as well. Now I don't need these to be the neatest in the world at this stage, because I'm going to blend it out into that brown. But one part that I do want to be neat is I'm going to do your inner corner little points, okay? So hold really still for this. Just it's perfect. So what brush should we use to blend out that eyeliner? Something small. Let's use this one. It's a very stubby brush. So I'm just going to really gently buff out the edges of that liner. There we go. Just so that it's nice and smoky. There we go, that's perfect. Looks good. So for your eyes, one last thing. I want to just do a little highlight on the inner corner. So I'm going to go back to this palette for that, and I'll use this really light shimmery shade, sort of champagne coloured glitter. And I'll just dab that on your inner corners, okay? And there we go. It's such a tiny detail, but I feel like it makes your eyes really pop. Okay, so I reckon we are finished with your eyeshadow, and we can move on to mascara. So I'm going to use this one for you. So this is a Japanese brand called Heroine Make. Heroine like a female hero, that is. And this is a waterproof mascara from them. And you know the benefits of waterproof mascara are not only that it is waterproof, but also that waterproof mascara will hold curled lashes all day. So how about we curl them too? Now, I promise you, no pain, this won't hurt. So please stay really still, and I'm just going to curl your lashes, okay? Starting on this side. Squeeze a couple times, and this side as well. Just squeezing. Well done, staying so still. There we go. So now, when we put on your mascara, it'll hold that shape really nicely. So can you look up just a little bit for me? Okay. And then we just wiggle that onto your lashes. Okay. That's great. And let's do the same for the other side. Just going to really thoroughly coat your lashes. Just wiggle it on like that. There we go. Okay. So I'd like to do your bottom lashes as well, but for that, I'm just gonna have to put a tiny amount and just wiggle it like this, okay? So if you could look up, please. There we go. Oh, yeah, really, just a little bit is enough for the bottom. Don't want to go too heavy. Alright, so that's your eyes totally done. So how about we move on to your skin? And I don't want to go too heavy on your skin because it's already nice as is. So I'm just going to do a couple little dabs of concealer and then maybe some contour and some powder. Okay, great. So I'm going to use this guy. This is an e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. And it's matte, so that's good. So I'm just going to pop a little dab of this under each eye, and then I'll do one here and one here as well, just to sort of highlight your face. Okay, so your under eyes, one, the other, your forehead, and then your chin. Good. So back to the brush jar. Let's blend that all out with this sort of fat, fluffy brush. I'll start under your eyes. Just gonna go in little circles. Make sure that that is completely blended out. There's no edges left. So we want it just to blend nicely into your skin. Looking good and natural. And now your forehead. So this and also the bottom little one on your chin are both to sort of highlight the center of your face and look nice and bright. So let's make sure it looks nice and seamless. And we can move on to your chin. Okay. So again, not that much product, so we can just blend it out very softly so that it's not standing out on your skin. Okay. Alright. So, how about we just set that with some powder quickly? I'm just going to use a pressed powder and a beautiful big fluffy brush. Now this is so soft. It's my favourite tool to use. I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. I'm just going to dust over a little bit of powder onto those spots where we've concealed. So let me just dust a little bit over your under eye and your cheek, and on your other side. Sweep. Okay. Then a little on your forehead. Okay. And a little on your chin, just down here. Perfect. And that leaves me with just a little bit of contour. So I'm going to use contour powder from this Estee Lauder palette, and that will be this shade here, because it's not too dark. I'm going to use my slightly smaller fluffy brush, and I'm just going to sweep it up the very top of your cheekbones, just to give you a bit of a lift. So there we go. I'm just going to get that in there. Okay. And let's make sure we blend this out really thoroughly as well, because I don't want you looking muddy or like there's really obviously a dark splotch there. So just going in little circles, making sure we buff it out totally. Okay. And the other side. Okay, that's good, that's good. Again, making sure it's nice and buffed out. Perfect, just like that. Okay, there we go. You look gorgeous. There we go. So, what have we got left? Let's do your eyebrows next. Now, with your brows, do you mind if I touch them? Sorry. Okay, so you have quite full brows, and I think I don't actually need to fill them in. I'm going to go for a bit of a more natural look, and I'm just going to use some brow gel to sort of set them in the position that I want them with all the hairs. Nice and neat. Okay. I have this ever so slightly tinted brow gel, but I want it more for the staying power. Okay. So I'm just going to brush, I think, the inner parts upwards, and then they can taper outwards as they go, okay? Just brush that first brow. Make sure we coat all of their hairs with the gel so that none of them go astray. Just make sure we shape it nice and carefully. Perfect. And again for this eyebrow, let's make sure we shape it nice and carefully. Not a hair out of place, but with that centre part upwards, so that we get nice, perfect shape. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely enough for you. I'm going to keep it nice and simple up there. So, what's next? Lips. Okay, well, I've got some options for you today with your lips, so let me just show you what we've got. I was thinking one of these three, so I'll explain each for you. This first one is a lip gloss, so it's shiny, but it also has this wonderful colour. Well, that hand's out of action, isn't it? Let's do this one. So let me show you the colour. Isn't that just gorgeous? So it's this really nice warm neutral, and it's got that really nice gloss, that shine. So that's option one. Option two is a little different. This is actually a lip tint, and don't let it fool you, it's a quite bright pink. So I'll show you again. That is number two. So it's quite subtle on my hand, but on your lips, because they're already pink, it's a bit brighter, but it won't budge. It really does stick around. And then option 3 is this one. This is a liquid lipstick in the shade Troublemaker, and it's my most bold of all the 3 of them because it's the darkest. This is like a brown colour. I'll show you that too, of course. So, there it is. So this one dries matte and also sticks quite well, like it'll survive drinking and all that. So, of these 3 colours, which one do you like best? If I could get rid of one of the options, I think I would veto this one, only because it's a really nice colour, but your eyes are very warm and like sultry, and I feel like this is a bit more like fresh and bright, and they don't go together quite as well as these 2 would, I think. Okay, so out of those, which one do you prefer? This one, the glass? Okay, no problem. Let's get that on for you. Okay, so if you could just open your mouth a little bit so I can get in there. Thanks. So let's just apply that now. Now this really lasts well, like it stays shiny. It's really nice. And I love this colour. Okay. Let's make sure I apply that nice and neatly. There we are. Oh, you look gorgeous. Okay, let me take you in. I think we're finished. Great. Okay, so one final step before I let you go. I'm going to give you just a bit of setting spray. So that's just going to go all over your face, and it's just going to keep any of that makeup from budging. Okay? It'll be lasting all day. So please close your eyes because I want it to go on your eyelids, and I'll give you a bit of a spritz, alright? Okay. That should be enough. Now, just let that air dry, okay? And then you're completely finished, okay? So, what do you think? Are you happy with it? Is there anything you'd like me to change? That's good. Okay, great. Really happy to hear that. Well, it was a pleasure working on your beautiful canvas. So, if ever you'd like to come back, you're always welcome. And I hope you have a great evening. I'll see you next time, okay? Bye. As usual, a huge thank you to my mid-REM cycle patrons, Kossikas, Billy Button and Max. And of course, a massive thank you to the rest of my patrons too. I hope you all have a wonderful night's sleep tonight.